Happy Small Business Saturday. Today is October the 23rd, and today's positive affirmation is going to be a little different. So, I just wanted to start with explaining what a positive affirmation or what an affirmation is, why I begin to recite them daily, and the impact that it has made in my life. So, you ain't got to repeat after me, just listen. So, an affirmation is a positive statement that helps to overcome your negative thoughts and feelings. They also help you to reinforce positive thoughts and energy. If you recite them in the morning at the beginning of the day, it can lead to more productive thoughts, a more positive attitude, and ultimately can change the way you approach daily challenges. So, I began to recite positive affirmations during the start of COVID. So at that time, March, April, May, June, around that time, I was working 3 jobs, one full time, one part time, and one PRN, all within the mental health social service field. So pretty exhausting. And so I began to pursue a journey of self care. And in that pursuit of self care and self love, I began to monitor the food that I ate, to walk regularly, and also began to create and wear waist beads in pursuit of accepting, appreciating, and adorning my beautiful body on a daily basis. Jay's Jewels mission statement. So, in that process, I began to also create a financial plan. I had some financial goals and I made plans to complete those goals, which I did. And yeah, so it was just my ultimate goal was to just be the best version of myself. And so naturally, I'm a negative Nancy. It takes a lot of persistence and consistency to retrain negative thinking, in my opinion, and from my experience. I've always been a glass half empty type person, and so it's not natural for me to be able to identify the positives in a situation. So I haven't always been consistent with reciting my positive affirmations, but I definitely know that it is impactful when I do. And so I just wanted to kind of like share my journey and why I began to do it, and how it's impacted me. If you have found that it's been helpful for you, please share, comment, like, all of that. We're all on our own journeys individually, and then we can also come together collectively to share different things that have been helpful for us to encourage and uplift one another. And so yeah, I'm an empath and I'm also a Cancer. So very sensitive, emotional, and I tend to take on the weight of others. And so it was years ago in therapy, and I share this a lot, but my therapist, my favorite therapist of all times, she shared with me a quote, because I'm a quote person, as it relates to taking on the weight and the challenges and the struggles and the whatever of others. And basically, the statement is, if helping you is hurting me, I can't do it. And so, as we say that we're embarking on a journey of self care, it is important that we create boundaries, appropriate boundaries, because it is not the responsibility of the other party to create and establish and enforce those boundaries. It is our responsibility, because ultimately we are responsible for ourselves and our overall well-being. So typically toxic people, which that's a later video, they don't understand healthy boundaries. So it is our responsibility to create what's the one I'm looking for? Initiate and enforce and whatever boundaries, healthy boundaries. And so self-care, self-love, self-worth, all of that, self-appreciation is not something that happens overnight. At least it hasn't been for me. It is a continuing journey. And like I said, everybody has their own path, their own journey. And so for me, I've been, again, not very consistent, but when I am consistent, I would say it would be like the last year and a half or so that I've, tried to be consistent to some degree, with just being mindful of my thoughts and retraining my brain to think more positive. It's just not a natural thing for me. And there are some people like that are just naturally positive, and that's great, but that's just not my story. And so what I'm finding is that as I embark and continue on this journey, when I encounter those that, you know, possess or have my natural negative way of thinking, it can be very draining. And I'm sure I've drained a lot of people over the years. I've drained myself thinking negative. And so, we have choices in life and we can choose, to view the glass as half full, half empty, refillable. The reality is, as long as there's an opening, we can refill the glass, even if it was half full or a quarter full or three quarters, whatever. We can refill that glass. And so, as it relates to self-care, it's important that we refill our glass and our vessel and our whole kind of situation, because it is draining. Again, as an empath and as a Cancer woman, it can be very draining. Currently, I work at a psych hospital for children, and oh, that can be very draining. Okay, so it's very important for me to practice self-care. Wednesday and Sunday are usually, or in the past, have been my self-care days. Wednesday, I typically don't work because it's Waist Beads Wednesday is when I like to focus kind of on waist beads and just that whole process. And then Sunday, we typically go to church and things like that on Sunday. So I believe that's also a common practice of self-care. And so I just like to continue that on Sunday, whether it's brunch or whatever it is. Everybody has things that they enjoy, different hobbies and things like that. And I think that you should try to identify some positive ones, because we all have some things that are maybe not necessarily the most positive, but find some things that we enjoy that are positive, and that can be uplifting or just be freeing or relaxing for us. Going to the beach, the pool, when the weather permits, of course. Bowling, I guess, for some. Movies, some people enjoy movies. I enjoy eating. I enjoy smoking my hookah. Things of that nature. So, just finding what you enjoy as you begin or continue on your path of self-care and self-love and self-appreciation, self-worth, and all the things that you deserve as an individual. So I will continue to try to be persistent, but consistent in sharing my positive affirmations. I believe they have been helpful for some. And I hope that this video kind of gives a little bit more background of why I do it, how it has impacted me, and how I'll continue to use it to challenge and retrain my thinking. Because again, this is not an easy process, or has not been for me. And so this particular individual, let me see who this is. What is her name? Her name is Antira West. So she created, it's called rwestnest.com. So it's basically 55 morning affirmations and quotes for Black women to empower themselves daily. And so she just kind of shared her story and talked about reaching her goals as it relates to career, finances, mental and physical health, and overall wellness and personal projects. So you can cater or designate your positive affirmations to whatever you choose to. Me personally, I do a personal affirmation, then I also do a business affirmation, because as an entrepreneur, that is a challenge for me. So I have to stay on myself to be consistent and persistent with the pursuit of success in my businesses. So, I think that, I just think that loving yourself, it ain't nothing like it, and I believe that other people see that, and they will treat you accordingly. And so you can hold people to a higher standard when you love yourself, and you don't take no mess, which I ain't never took no mess, but it's like, it's different now, it's very different. So yeah, try it. I mean, what you got to lose? I don't know what else you could lose for the situation. I don't think there's anything negative that can come out of it. And so, yeah, let's drop a few. Okay, I'm just going to share a few. All right. So the one that I really enjoy the most, especially again as an empath, that I say to myself often, and I share this with my clients all the time. I really like. I came across this a few weeks ago, and I just like to say it a lot, especially when I find myself in situations that I just don't have control. And also, I do have control issues, by the way. So this is challenging for me too. So what I say to myself is, I will not stress over things I can't control. There's a lot of things that we feel like we can control, but we can't. And so for me, being a control freak, I feel powerless. And so I just ain't gonna stress over it. I can't control it. There's nothing I can do to change it. And if there is something I can do to change it, I'm going to do that. But there's going to be times where I have no ability to change a situation. It may be another person's, their path, or, a loved one, or, the pursuit or the path that they're going down. I can't change their life in the path they're going. I can try to inspire and encourage them and try to empower them to make better decisions, because we all know we make poor decisions. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I do on a daily. And so, just try to hold people accountable and encourage them, but I can't change their path. This their journey, it's their life. They are the author of their life, and I'm the author of mine. And that is very freeing, because I don't have to give an account for nobody else but myself. And that's already enough of a responsibility. So I will not stress over things I can't control. Let's start over. Back up. Repeat after me. I will not stress over things I cannot control. I will speak positive words and think positive thoughts no matter the situation. Okay, let's say it again. I will speak positive words and think positive thoughts no matter the situation. There's a lot of situations that we encounter that sometimes we be like, it ain't no hope for that situation, or it ain't no hope for that person. And I don't like to say that, because there was hope for me long ago, and even today there's still hope for me. So I don't like to be without hope, because I believe that people have the ability to change. I don't believe, oh, they can't change. No, people can change. I've made changes. I will continue to make changes. So people can change. They just have to see the need to change. And until they do, they won't make changes. So one of my bishop used to say all the time, until the pain of change, until the pain of change, until the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, you won't change. Let me say that again. Until the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, you won't change. I think it was him, or it might have been a quote, because I'm a quote person. So until the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, you won't change. So that's a whole nother video. But yeah, so there is hope. There's hope for us. There's hope for others. And so let's continue to spread that hope. All right. So today will be a productive day. Whatever that day is, it could be productive with rest. It could be productive with organizing. It could be productive with self-care, checking in on people or what have you. I will be the best version of myself today. I will be the best version of myself I can be today. I manifest the great day I want to have. I will achieve all of my goals for the day. I embrace getting out of my comfort zone to explore all the future has to offer. Lastly, I love this one. I just saw this one. My body has done and will continue to do amazing things. It is beautiful. My body has done and will continue to do amazing things. Say it with me. It is beautiful. All right, so we're going to leave it at that. I appreciate you guys stopping by. So I'm going to be sharing this across platforms. So yeah, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment, whatever. I appreciate you joining me. Life of Jay. And have a great day.